G'day everybody, how yous all doing? I'm Ianapolis, your acrylic guru from Australia. Welcome to my video. Today I'm going to paint something in acrylic for you beginners, and even advanced beginners can put their knock on this one as well. Alright, I'll put the size of the canvas up there, and I've got it standing upright in a portrait layout because I want it to be a tall one. And also we'll get some colours going up the screen as well. So this is designed for you to pause it and write them down and watch it a few times if you want to paint along and see what I've done wrong and right, or what you can change and do it your way, because you always need to paint your way. I can only show you what you can paint and how you can paint it, and then it's up to you to paint it the same or mix it up a bit as well, because this one's going to be a real beautiful one. Someone's going to look at it and go, I tell you what, I like the colours in that, I'll buy it. That's what this sort of painting is going to be like, all right? And I think I'm going to have no horizon line in this as well. You saw the painting in the opening credits, and you'll see it at the end as well when the ending credits go up the screen like that. All right, so come on over here. I'll get some paint on me glass palette here, and we'll get going. I've got a light sketch drawn on there, just something to sort of keep me going. I'm just going to have like a grey overcasty sky in this, nothing too dramatic. All right, so come on, let's go. So you can see there with me clean glove that I've got like the horizon lines about here, but I'm not going to actually draw that in the painting when I do it. And I've got some land coming out here, and it's going to be like a lagoon, and this being me dirty glove, this is going to be the water here. I might have a bit of a glaring sun behind the clouds, just something I can glare on the water with some vibrancy coming up here going, yeah. Now I've got my craft paint. I want to mix this. I've only got a little bit of retarder in it. I don't need too much. I just want enough to keep it wet long enough to do me thing. I'm not putting clouds in this sky, okay? So I just want to mix that up with me big putter on a brush like that. And why do I use this big putter on a brush? Because it don't muck around and it gets things done. You watch this. So I'll try not to put any paint there. I'll get this all the way up the top here and just get all this mapped in. I'll just paint to that line there that I've got round about there like that. Jingle jangle it in there so it's naturised. Come down there, because I want to make that point where the horizon line should be, I want to make that point not there. So when you look at it, it'll sort of give you that sense of interest. Like, I tell you what, I like what's going on there that's not there. What's not there is good. And then we'll get this in the bottom bit here, just so we'll get some nice fall reflections as well. I'm just going to gently stroke it like a gentleman all the way across. Okay. Now I want a grey sky with some blue in it, so the trick to do here is don't mix the grey in the blue. I want a grey sky, so there's me grey. All right, so I want to add blue just to that pile as I need it. I don't want to add the grey to the blue. All right, so we'll get some of that there until I think it's the flavour that I want, and then I'll be happy. Now this is going to flow across the canvas a lot easier because I've got that craft paint on there, okay? And that's pretty much the flavour I'm looking for the sky. Okay, and I'll start at the top. I'll get all this mapped in there like that. Let's hope I've got enough. Jingle that down to there. Now I'll quickly brush that in, and then I'll go down to the bottom half of the lagoon area. And we'll get this bit brushed in as well. So it's going to, watch what I'm doing here. It's so easy. Watch what I'm doing. It's so easy. You can do this. You can absolutely do it. Now I'm going to stroke this left and right as well. That's the brush stroke flavours I want. If for some reason any are going to be seen, I want them to be seen left and right. Now I'm going to have a bit of a shoreline coming here. So while our paint's still a bit wet, I'm going to add that flavour in there as well. All right. So what I've got a bit of darker grey, okay? I'll just put a little bit of that over here. Oh, if it's going to come out of the tube, can you see that? Yes. Then you mix up your greys first if you don't have them already mixed in a tube. And I want to find some of this as a darker value. There's me value on the canvas. Do both sides so you don't get any surprises. And this is going to be the value on the shoreline. So I'm pulling it back into there as I see fit. And it's just slightly a bit darker. Look at that, eh? And I've got that coming around there off the painting, and it's going to come in here as well like that. Boom. So I just want to get it on there. Now I don't want a hard line there, of course. We can bleed that into the lighter colour. Pick up a bit more of that. Bleed it into the lighter colour. And then that'll create the illusion when we do it that we have water coming onto the edge there. Now what I'm doing, I'm just grabbing a bit more of that dark grey. Now acrylics dry darker too, remember that. And I just want to get the corners down here quite dark as well. Okay. So I've artistically painted that in there. Beautiful. Okay, my horizon line not to be is going to be about here. Well, we'll put a line there. I want a bit of glare there. So I'm going to grab some white. Okay. And my sky is going to be seen here, so I might just put something up here, just something to give this the simple but easy sky some kind of subject matter. So can you see what I'm doing here? I'm just dancing that on, putting that brush down, grabbing my blending brush, and I just want to blend that to some kind of cloud matter there. Just something soft, vibrant in the sky there that it'll be noticed when the trees are on. Whatever. Get the edges distorted. Sorry, the camera wasn't really up there, was it? Let's go again. We'll put a bit more yumminess in that. Up, down, body, thickness, all over the place. There we go. Wipe your brush. Get this all over the place. Wipe your brush. When your brush picks up a big blob and puts it over there like that, that's telling you wipe it so you can control what you're blending. Okay, these are things I've picked up over the years when I paint these type of clouds. You'll learn what's a good movement and what's one that needs correcting. Okay, that's just something I wanted in the sky that looks very misty like cloud. That's it, 'cause there's going to be trees here. Now something simple, use your pouncer or your finger, just something. I want to get the hint of, let's say, the sun behind this misted overcast sky, but it's just trying to shine through on this autumn day. So I want it, because I want the reflection in the water, so I want something here and I want it radiating out like so. I'm just going to use this to kind of blend it. There we go, down under the horizon line there. I'll quickly grab that blending brush. I'll blend the edges out just so I haven't got those round pouncer marks there. And I will have the intensity in the middle though. Now this is like why I like you to watch the whole video. While I'm doing this, you might think, all right Ian, I like that painting, but I don't think I would have added that cloud, because this feature here in this painting is more of a star than that one. So if you feel you don't need that, don't put it there. But if you want to, by all means put it there. Now, I do want to get my horizon line. I want to get that marked in as well. Look at that. And then we're going to dance that across the horizon line, okay? And then we can just dance this across the water, just like that, because everything's still wet, okay? Keep going. I want a bit more intensity there. I'm just feeling, see, now you know why I had the grey blue in this sky colour, so this white would stand out a lot more than what it is. These are all the things you find out when you watch a video from go to woe. Okay, and then I will be putting some shimmer on here as well. Then we can sit everything down. Let's see if I can do that, yeah. So I'm wanting just here some shimmer. I've got my toothbrush, I've wet the palette. Let's bring some of this paint over. And I want to start pulling that into the watery toothbrush. Okay. And I don't need to mask anything up here because we haven't really done much. So I want to get this all shimmering out here, making it look as shimmery as possible. All the way down to the shoreline there and into the water a bit. There we go. But I want it nice and intense right up there. That's it. That'll do it. Now I've dried all this bit around here, and before I get to that, I just want to put some stones here. So with the grey, the darker grey that I had, I want to get the shadows of them in there. So I'm going to grab some more black, and I just want to mix up a real darker value of this just to get the shadow of them in there. Now I had dried everything, so the shimmer was on first. Now we're going to get a lot of these in the foreground and then participating, if that is the word. This is the darker colour, so this can be not as detailed, but I want darker spots here and there within my rocks on this shore there. Now while I still have that colour, I need that colour for the bank out there as well, the Midground bank, so I'll quickly load that up. Now I want to come about here somewhere where there's, let's be the end of it, so I'm going to try and, there's my horizon line there, so I've got my hand on and I'm going to, okay, there it is there. Now this needs to be slightly coming around down there like that. Detail this as well. Now I've got burnt umber here and I've got some more black. I want a burnt umber black value. So I don't want it black and I don't want it brown. I want it in between, so that's why I'm mixing the two up. I just like to do that. Artistically pleasing looking on the canvas there. So we'll get this on there, and this is going to be the depth underneath our trees. Okay, so pretty much want to come across here like so. I'm not too fussed about where this hits the water because there is going to be some pull down reflection, but with this darker colour, see this grey, I want it to look like it's coming here and going in and under that black, so that's why I'm not going to put this black all the way down the bottom there. It's going to come up here like so, okay, and just jingle jangle. So there's the horizon line. If anything, it's in cahoots with the horizon line there, okay, just fading there. And then we can artistically push this up. So you've got brush strokes, you've got depth, you've got all sorts of nonsense happening. It's fantastic. And it's sometimes merging with that grey underneath. And then we will put our darker greens in and highlight our trees and that way. This is all going to be covered up, but it's just background stuff. Bit of trees coming up there. It'll make sense. Now you can do what I'm doing. Any beginner can do this. Even if you think, well, that's a bit hard, I've never done that before. Every procedure in this video, if you haven't done, it's a mammoth task to practice every procedure. Watch the video again and you'll be surprised how you can paint this painting just as good as I am, because there's no magic behind it. It's just practice and knowing what to do. All right, I'm going to grab that colour now and just gently, hopefully this brush will do it. I want to come out over that reflection a bit, the top half. Come back here and I want to start pulling down just some dark reflections, leaving some sky in there, just like that. Take your time and we'll probably pull all our darks down here. Now I'm just going to quickly spray the watercolour just in case I need that to go back. Now see here, I'm finding I'm getting a few fingers there, so I don't want that to happen. I'm doing this quick, but I'm still doing, like I said, coming off the canvas. And we'll probably come all the way around here as well with some darker colours. We can finesse this up a bit later on as well. Now I've cleaned that brush. I have some forest green, some cad yellow. I just want a little bit of that in there to turn the headlights on. And I'll put a bit of water on that as well, because I'm not doing any more blending now, so I don't need retarders or nothing like that. Pretty much want maybe something oobing out there a bit. Maybe something coming up here. Just like that, joining it to that black, of course. I'll go along, I'll get all the blobs off your paint. I probably want some kind of tree here, so I want to get some darker values of this green coming up in here somewhere like that, all the way up. Get it down there. Have some sky showing through. This is the dark green. If you feel the yellow you put on was a bit too much, leave it out. All right, boom, boom, boom. I'm doing it that way because that's just the way I like my leaves to look. And also, we can add these flavours down in here. Now they don't have to be, because it's way up there, all the way down here. Water reflection can be distorted, okay? So I'm going to take advantage of distortions in my water reflections. I'll get these colours there, just kind of ish, coming through. And you know when you've seen a lake and it's got the sky above and you think, how do they get all that water reflection and the colours right? It's just, see what I'm doing here? You're just putting this in the water and it creates all that yourself. It's that easy. Some of it can come in a bit if it can, because we're going to have some other colours there, and leave some of the darks as well, like I've left some dark there. And I'll come over here, leave a lot of blue sky in there. Some people I do see, they block it in with solid green tree colour. There's no sky peeking through saying, g'day, how you going? Do I look good in this painting? They forget to do that and it looks like it's got that blobby look going on, all right? Oh man, these trees are big, so I'm going to go get some picking it up. So let me get more of this green on and then we'll get some other colours going, okay? What I'm doing as I'm painting this as well, like I've deliberately got like, this is the background of a tree there and another one here, leaving an opening of the sky there and enough room to bring some of the four colours in front of all this as well. And I have been putting them down in here as well a bit, this colour. When we add the other colours, it's just going to make it look like bullshit. All right, I've even added some more darker bits there. Now I want to detail this grey bit before we get lost, then we can bring everything over it, okay? So I've got my smaller fan brush and the darker colour that we had, get a bit more black into that, there we go. I want to use this to try and create a lot of stone effects out there on that island there. And I want to come from here, these are just all little dots. Now take your time. Trying to rush things gives you snotty looking brush strokes. Take your time. Now I want to put some highlights on there as well. So I've just found myself a flat brush. It seems to be a bit better at stamping on the stone look that I'm going for. So I've just swapped brushes. And I want to kind of come from here. Now dry it. I didn't dry this. I should have dried it. But these are highlighting against the bank. And those darker ones will have some of the colourful leaves dropping on them. Okay, we're getting there now. I'm just adding more white to that grey to get it even more of a highlight out there. And we'll get like over here, just nice, and look at that, very lightly along the bank. A bit of light shining on these. So don't bring this all the way to the water's edge, otherwise it'll look floaty. I'm even going to get a little bit more white on it while I'm down here, because I really want this grey highlighted around here somewhere. Okay, grabbing some of the grey again that we use for the 4 stones, and just highlight some of these within that black. Well, not the black, that dark you put on there, you got me? Now your paint has to be dry underneath what you're painting on to do this. If it's not, it'll be hard to separate from your brush to the canvas. And just find your areas where you've got it all now and just follow, like putting bits in front of the other bits, separating everything. Now I'm getting that same colour. I've just put it in my brush and wiped it, because sort of like you do with mist, I'm just coming from here and blending, say from the last third of the area out, so it looks like murky water there. I'll have a look and see if it's working or not yet. Let me just get some more done. This is just that paint, nothing more. There's no glaze or nothing in this. Alright, and just to finish it off, we'll grab some of the white and really spruce some of that up. I'll slowly come and do something like this on those other highlights that you did. Now just see here where the shimmer is. I want to just intensify maybe there. So we'll get the white or this highlight colour and we'll really, just like that. That's it. Leave it alone. Now our green up here is dried. I've got some black and brown. I'm just going to do some main trunks and then branch off those with foliage as well. So I'll probably put something about here. Just get to the height and get him into the middle of the painting there like that. Okay, maybe have a branch coming off him up here. All right, I've done me long stringy type trunks within the massive trees there. Now I want to finish all the green colours before I bring the 4 colours forward. So I'm just going to grab, I'll wet that one a bit more as well. I'm just going to grab the forest green again with some of the cadmium yellow, and I want to get a highlight of some of this going within that green. Just this is what's going to sit the trunks down that I put in there. I'm going to put this colour on, but just this top bit, it's going to need some more darks within it. See that trunk there? I'm going to dance around it. I'm going to come in there, and then the top of this trunk, I'll make believe there's another top for that. Go in front of it there. And you just see here, I'm going to come off the painting and come in front of all that. Now I've painted everything. That'll do for that top bit, okay? And then the same with this other one here. Can you see? We'll get something all the way over there as well. And we want to add our yellow as you need it to that green to highlight it. Because all this other green now, see here? We're going to leave those greens there. The dark green, don't cover it all up. Pushing those trunks backwards, and try and mix up your brush movements, turn your brush around. You're getting all this lovely flavours happening within your painting there, and that's just simply sunken back. I'm just coming down here, getting slight colours here. This bit that I'm doing now makes sense when I put the 4 colours in front of it. We'll put some of that in front of that trunk there. And now don't forget, with this colour, you want to add that to the water reflection as well. Just to give you a water reflection, some of that, wow, there we go, just down there like that. Here, here. Just in the dark bits. Don't put this in the water on its own, it needs the dark under it, otherwise it'll look wrong. Where are we? About here somewhere. And into this dark stuff as well. I'm just trying to detail up around here somewhere with some other colours. I want this like viney shrub, bougainvillea type foliage coming in there. There we go. Okay, what are some 4 colours? I've cleaned my brush. I'm going to start with darker ones first. So let's say a bit of what have I got? Where's my Indian yellow? Indian yellow's here. I want a dark highlighted brown. I'm going to do the darker colours first. Now I've got this tree here. I want all the darker values on first. Get air in between there. So like I said, we need the darker values on first to, let's get some of that dribbling right in front of that sun there. This looks artistically, bullshittingly pleasing. Now we can probably go a bit darker with this, see how it's looking. Yeah, I'm going to add just a, I'm just pulling through some more burnt umber with this colour because we can highlight it accordingly. You need the darker value there for the highlights to work. See where I've got gaps there are going to be certain flavours there coming down here. Find the, oh look at that, beautiful. There we go. I'm over the hill now, I'm rolling down real fast, going with the flow. Okay, pretty much getting that burn umber. I want to darken all this pocket up now with a, this is the, you know when I do a green tree and I've normally got the blacky brown, well this is the autumn tree, so I'm putting this base colour down, leaving some sky in there. Just where I want some picking through. It's going to have all the bright colours in it. And down here, I want to get some of it all in here. And we'll just get some of it. Let's see how light that is. Just some tinges of it in there. Where are we? Get some on my brush. Goodness me. There we go. Okay, I want my next darker colour, which is going to be the Australian Sienna. And I might put a bit of yellow oxide in that just to crack it. Oh yeah. Just like that. Some of this in there, not too much. Some of it transpiring up here. This is a very translucent paint, this one. I didn't realise that. Well, I'm trying to make it as thick as I can. Now I want this scattered through here, so it's scattered green and autumn colours through this band of bougainvillea type viney shrub here. I want it to look like that. Is that doing what I wanted it to do? Yes, slightly. And I will put some of this on the ground as well. Just gaps in between it though. Gaps in between it, otherwise it'll look wrong. Mainly a lot of it over here as well. I'll be interested to see how this painting looks as well, because I haven't done anything like this. And the yellows are going to really turn this on. I've got some magenta here. I'm going to just see if I can darken that up a bit with a bit of magenta, because it's, oh yeah, there we go. It's not quite the value I want. I think that one there is, there we go. Because I want these, there, look at that. That's the colour, yeah. But it looks good over that orange. So just where I feel I want the reddier colour I'm putting in, not everywhere. A bit tinkering out here. Now make sure you dry every layer before you change colours, because if you don't, you could have that problem where it just doesn't seem to be staying on your canvas, and it could frustrate you quite a lot. And I'm just trying down here as well. I didn't have the camera moved before, so I've just moved it. Such a tall painting. Now the yellows are going to really make this pop. And before I change it back to the reflection, I'll get slight colours of this coming through the water. There we go. We're making them, where's that, about there? Just getting those values in the water. Okay, I want to get some of this with the Indian yellow, just to make this colour up down there. I don't know if you can see that. Indian yellow and that gold. And we want to spruce this tree up with this colour over all the darks, leaving that red that we put in there. Just getting it over the darks, but leaving the darks there. Now let's wet our brush a little bit. Where are we? Over the trunk there. Add them as you go. Now I'll start at the top here with the cadmium yellow, and I want to lace just bits of this throughout that red colour that we had up there, but not killing all the red. And it's coming down over these dark bits and coming down to this one here. And with a bit of luck, you got kind of a fall flavoured painting, autumn flavoured painting. You got me? We want all this mixing with that as well. Throughout there. Trying to make some different kind of a shrub here with all those colours. Okay, see the difference without those blobs? Now I do want to fix this bit here up, leaving the red, but I want to kind of give it a yellow forehead fringe over here, radiating back into there. Something like that. There we go, look at that. Once you add a bit of white, not too much, it'll turn the lights on. Got that dark honeycomb flavour to add the depth towards it. I'll try and add some yellow in here, not too much though. Okay, I just want to put the water on here now and finish it off. So I've got some glaze medium here, and I'll pick up some of this white, not too much. I've just got the craft white because it's more translucent and weak, and I want a weak mix with this glaze, just something to sink back stuff. Okay, come across here, where's our imaginary horizon line? Somewhere there. Come across here, and you want to kiss this water against that bank where you reckon the water's going to kiss it, probably about there. So you're leaving a bit of dark between the water and the bank, and we can probably just come like this somewhere, not too much over the light, but mainly sink this, pick up more reflections down with this, what do you call it? There we go. What's it called? Glaze, that's it. Where the water's hitting there, the bank, you could probably intensify that. And we just got, this is instead of knifing on big blobs of white, we're just using the glaze. I feel it just looks a lot neater. Until you develop your art into the way you want, you'll probably evolve into something even better than this, but I feel this is just better than knifing on the white. Okay, let's whack a frame on that and see how it looks. All right, put a frame on this. There we go. I've even put a couple of bigger leaves down at the foreground here. I don't know if you noticed that. There you go, that's not too shabby. We've got a autumn lake, or your subtle background, and the autumn colours there with some kind of midground horizon subject, and then some rocks going under the water there, okay? Just remember, you can do that. Now be sure to look at the links in the description below. Check out my art group page, become a member there, share your work there. There's a whole lot of videos in my video link there, shows you what's on my channel as well. And just remember, if you like what I'm doing, you tell your friends, but if you don't like what I'm doing, tell everybody, okay? Goodbye, good luck, good on ya.